I am Mark Stewart. This is the Daily Fire for April 10th. The AFL-CIO of Wisconsin has submitted an awful comment, and I hope the union leaders of my state do not share it. They opine that the automated checkouts in grocery stores should not be used. That as a protest, consumers should instead get in long lines to use human cashiers, whether they need to or not. This is their way of hiring more low-wage workers, or maybe high-wage workers with low skill and no skill needed. This is welfare. It's the worst kind of welfare because it actually holds your own people back. People who actually could be more gainfully employed if they were building technology, servicing technology, and aiding consumers in the process. That's the group of people I want to help. Retarded, literally, it retards growth of technology and it retards employment when you ask to have people stand in line unnecessarily. Why don't we go further? You Wisconsin AFL people, why don't you force typewriters on us instead of electronic keyboards? Let's stay in the grocery realm. Why do we even have groceries that are efficient and large and save consumers money when we could just go back to old 5 and dimes and mom and pop stores, which are inherently much more expensive? Let's go even further. You want more jobs? I have a 3-word prescription. Abolish farm tools. That gets all of us back growing our own food, not progressing in any way except sustenance. That's what the bottom line message of some in the union movements ask you to do. Retard your progress for the sake of a few workers who you're stultifying yourselves. A few workers who, if they weren't being cushioned, would get better skills and would get higher wages and do better for humanity. Capitalism pays well for things that save consumers money. We all win this way. Utilizing technology is good for labor. It does mean you have to sharpen your skills. That's a good thing. That's why we have kids getting educated. If you don't want to grow your own workforce, they're destined to lose out because the consumer will win out. Maybe you can prevent it in your state, but then people will start buying things out of state. Maybe manufacturing can be restricted in your state, but then we'll go overseas. The best deal will win worldwide. I ask labor leaders to give their own constituents the best deal. Ladies and gentlemen, consumerism should be king. It enriches all of us to have lower prices. It means that if you don't earn that much money, you can still buy the same amount of stuff. Consumerism means you have more at your disposal for your needs because it costs less to obtain them. It gives you more for pleasure and non-needy things. The only people objecting to that have a personal small interest. Now, if you want to play to that in the private marketplace, fine. And I do this. I buy American. I pay more money for certain things when I know it's made locally or at least in America versus overseas. Let individuals make that decision. American workers win out that way because Americans, by and large, are loyal. But we're not going to be loyal to states that force their policies into inefficient on your dime. I pledge to look for efficient well-run, well-managed groups giving us our services, producing our stuff. To the extent you want to see lower prices without hurting workers, I'm a good candidate for everyone.